Good evening. I'm Matt Stein English, and this is one of my most memorable occurrences. Back in May of 2009, I was deployed to Bagram, Afghanistan. It's in the Eastern Province. I've been there about 2 days. Just got acclimated to my duties and responsibilities, the weather, climate. When we got word that a lieutenant colonel, as well as a female lieutenant in the Air Force, had been killed in an ambush via an IED or improvised explosive device. The Air Force lieutenant's name was Lieutenant Rosalind Schutz. And when this normally occurs, I was told by my leadership that we perform what's called a fallen comrade ceremony. When this happens, we line up along this stretch of about 2 miles. It's called Disney Avenue, which was named after Jason Disney, who died back in 2002 in Operation Enduring Freedom. And when we line up on the street, the funeral procession comes by, and we'll render our final salute and say our prayers before the bodies are loaded onto an aircraft and flown to Dover Air Force Base to be received by another military procession and turned over to the family for their final time. Well, that evening, after I put my bags away and got off work, I heard an announcement over the giant voice system, which is a loudspeaker system. There's going to be a fallen comrade ceremony at 23:30. I thought to myself, I go, wow, why are they announcing this? Because it can be heard from any location on the base, as well as a few miles off base. And I know if I can hear it, then Taliban sympathizers, Taliban, can also hear it and know that everybody's going to be at one place at one time and can maybe do an ambush. But I did what I was told, and at 23:30, I lined up along with between 4,000 and 5,000 other individuals on the line to give our final respects. When the funeral procession was coming up the street, I could see him. I could see the lights. It's in a convoy, and I started hearing a whistling noise, and I started thinking back to my training, going, "Wow, if you can hear the whistling, you're really too close." And sure enough, moments after that, start feeling the impacts and seeing the explosions. People started scattering, running every place. There was a major issue because with that many people in one location, there was not enough bunkers for everybody to have cover and provide for cover. So running around, I see people tripping, falling, screaming, yelling, and I'm going bunker to bunker to bunker and keep getting the same response. There's not enough room here. Go find another bunker. Get out of here. We can't move. I can't move. And finally, after about the sixth or seventh bunker, there was a sergeant sitting on the end. I'm like, hey, let me get in this bunker. And we argued for what I thought was about 3 to 5 minutes, but it really was only about 10 to 20 seconds. And I finally told him, like, hey, you let me in this bunker, I'm going to pull my weapon. Now, I had no intention of shooting a fellow service member, but he got my point and knew that I meant business. That I was tired of dodging rockets. And we sat in that bunker. He let me in. We sat in that bunker for about 40 minutes till the shelling ceased. Got out, did my par sweeps, and checked for casualties and checked for unexploded ordnance. And I reported back to headquarters. And that's when it started sinking in during accountability. I saw a lot of individuals that I knew and respected and could see that they were visibly shaken. And started reflecting on your family, your kids, your fellow service members, and life in general, and knowing how easily it can be taken from you because it did for some other individuals. And that's why it's one of my most memorable moments. Thank you.